Since the inception of AI, a lot of jobs have gone goodbye. But more jobs might be on the chopping block, especially manufacturing clothing jobs. There's a viral video coming out of India showing how the workers are wearing cameras on their head so their hand movements can be recorded to train AI to do their jobs.
These are factory workers now being instrumented in their actual jobs so that every fine motor skill, every movement pattern, every real-world workflow on a manufacturing floor is getting fed directly into the models that are training robots that will eventually replace them.
A video of factory workers in India wearing what appears to be AI cameras on top of their head while they are working is going viral on social media, and it has people thinking, are they training their own replacement? A lot of people are saying that the device that is on top of their head is imitating what their workers are doing, so that way it's going towards training AI or automatically replace these humans. So pretty much these people are unknowingly training their replacements, and mind you, these are factory workers that make clothes, they make garments, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to show you
Since the inception of AI, a lot of jobs have gone goodbye. But more jobs might be on the chopping block, especially manufacturing clothing jobs. There's a viral video coming out of India showing how the workers are wearing cameras on their head so their hand movements can be recorded to train AI to do their jobs. Take a look at this viral video. Look at this. Camera is recording all of their hand movements so we can replicate them for AI to do exactly what they're doing right now in these jobs. This should scare the living hell out of everyone that is in manufacturing and everyone that has a position like this. And anyone thinking that their job is secured in the future, think again. Just because you're not seeing this happen in your neck of the woods doesn't mean it's not happening overseas and then going to be brought over here to the United States. So don't sleep on this video or take it for granted. Just because you're not seeing this sort of thing happen in your neck of the woods, it's happening overseas behind your back and will end up sitting at your doorstep very soon. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments.
A few weeks ago, I covered how DoorDash is paying couriers now to film themselves doing everyday physical tasks for AI training. And at the time, you're probably like, that looks relatively harmless, right? But this is a step change. These are factory workers now being instrumented in their actual jobs so that every fine motor skill, every movement pattern, every real-world workflow on a manufacturing floor is getting fed directly into the models that are training robots that will eventually replace them. And here's the critical difference now. Up until now, robotics AI was usually trained in these controlled lab environments, like the ideal conditions for the outcomes. But that system doesn't really scale, and so the data has a ceiling to it. It also doesn't capture data that's happening on these messy, unpredictable factory floors. But this first-person data does, and that's going to change how fast these models can actually learn now. And so think about what this means. There are 460 million manufacturing workers in the world. And now there's a way to turn all these factory workers into now training data sets. So think about what this scales to, because manufacturing is just the starting point. Then comes construction, surgery, logistics, any profession where the knowledge sits within the hands of the person actually doing the job. Now that knowledge is capturable and then transferable and trainable. We're now watching this moment where human physical expertise now becomes a data set. And so as always, we try to think, what does this mean for founders and investors? The picks and shovels play here is the data infrastructure for physical AI. The companies that are building the tools to capture this data, label it properly, and create pipelines for this first-person human motion data at scale. And then on the hardware side, every physical industry is going to need a vertical robotics play. It's going to be kind of the same way that every software industry needed their own specific SaaS layer. And again, those companies, they're being founded right now. We're not at the end of this. We're at the very, very beginning. And again,
robotics companies and AI labs need enormous amounts of data to train their models. There's no other country in the world that has the working population of India that also allows its data to be sold outside the country. The US costs are prohibitive, and China doesn't allow its data to leave its borders. These companies need hundreds of thousands, millions of hours of data and footage to help train the robotics to do various tasks in the real world. This is happening across India, And it's not just India, it's in other emerging markets as well. India is just one of the largest suppliers of egocentric data for these companies. And yes, there are absolutely moral and philosophical implications, but when you have a market and you align incentives, and people are getting paid, the market is going to answer in that manner.
Right now. And if this really freaks you out, then I'm about to freak you out even more. You're already training AI right now. Yep, if you use the likes of Google, any AI model, Facebook, Instagram, you're training AI. So you know those head movements cameras that you saw? You're already pretty much doing that. That is something big tech do not want you to know, and that is that they use your data to train their AI models. And they hide it in the
Factory
background.
workers in India are being paid to record their own hands, so a robot can learn to replace them. That footage went viral and it's just the beginning. Right now, clothing workers earn $240 a month wearing head cameras. Every stitch, every fold captured, labeled, and sold to $1 billion robotic firms. They're literally teaching the machine that will fire them. You'd think it stops at blue-collar work. It doesn't. Companies like Scale AI are hiring engineers and graduates, not for the ideas but to correct AI mistakes and rank its answers. White-collar careers compressed into one function: make the machine smarter. You're not paid for your intelligence anymore, you're paid to transfer it. And once the transfer is complete, you are expendable. Here's the number that puts that in perspective. 1 hour of cloud GPU time now costs more than some workers earn in a month. The machine is already worth more than the human training it. We built entire economies on the idea that the human intelligence is scarce. Today is being recorded, labeled, sold by the hour. The cost of human intelligence is collapsing faster than anything in modern history. Nobody's prepared for what happens when the price hits zero.
Why is this important? I think we have to remember that not everybody has like the same jobs that we do here in America. So in other places around the world, it's honestly a lot harder to find jobs. As somebody that came from different parts of the world, specifically a Marxist country, actually, it was really, really bad there. So finding jobs is really, really hard. And these people are essentially training their own replacements. Honestly, I think we should look at some sort of solutions like paying people extra if you are going to be wearing things like this, right? So it's like you're a consenting adult. You can do whatever you want. You might not agree with it if other people are doing it, but like if somebody wants to make some extra money, it seems like it would be like a fair trade. I don't know what the right answer is. Maybe that's not the right answer, but this feels a little dystopic. I'm not a huge fan of this. They need more data, but I don't think this is the way to get
I
it.
remember back when I was in college, right? I used to work for a company that made cars, and what I did there was I have to inspect quality control. You know, I have to make sure that the parts, some of the parts, like I check specific things, just one specific thing, and I have to make sure that item is always in stock and it's always at the right place. So I go from line to line to line to line to line to line to check to make sure that item is in stock and the item is in place in the right place, you know. And then when time went by, they introduced a robot, you know, and I was supposed to train the robot. You know, I'm supposed to follow the robot around to make sure the robot is doing and checking what needs to be done, checking what needs to be. I quit so fast before I was even able to train that thing. I just left. I left. So I don't know. This could be one of those instances where you think you are wearing something to track your production, but you unknowingly training your replacement. You know what I mean? So I just kind of feel like AI is on the rise. A lot of companies, especially manufacturing jobs, are implementing a lot of AI and technology that can assist and push up production faster. So I think that most of us are going to be out of work, you know, with the rise of AI. And this is so sad to me. And this is not all right in no shape or form. You know, I just kind of feel like if AI is taking all their jobs from, how then are we going to be able to purchase all this stuff that they are being pushed out or is being made? Like, who is going to get the money, or who is going to have any money to purchase these items that AI is going to be making? You know what I mean? Like, if humans don't have jobs anymore, who is then going to buy what is in the stores? Who? AI is not going to buy it. Technology is good, AI is good, but when at the detriment of our lives. But let me know what you think about this story down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.